All right, here we go. Welcome to Warrior Talk Episode 2. We have two amazing guests with us, both figure athletes with warrior aesthetics. Happy to have you guys on the show. We're going to be discussing a lot going on the women's side of some bodybuilding. We want to get that insight and pull that insight out of them. I think that's going to be great for you guys. And we're happy to have you. So what's going on? How you guys doing today?
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Honored to be asked to come on this podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Episode 2. How to start it off right.
Episode 2. Yeah, you guys are like
Right.
almost founding guests.
Founding guest sounds good.
You know?
Yep.
So that's it. We're starting off. So first things first. Someone's in Natty Jail.
Oh, really?
Who do you think
really?
of the tables in Natty Jail this week?
Oh, hey.
Can't you hear it?
Yeah.
I'm back to normal.
Oh, yeah, your voice, the deepness is
Yeah.
going
I know.
away.
After like 2 days. She comes out to me. She's like, I'm so tired. I'm like, it's not
I'm
even
having
been like 3 days. We're good.
I'm having headaches. It's like, I think it's like very,
Like a mind, like it's in your mind more so than
yeah.
anything.
Like I'm having headaches. I'm extra tired. Saturday was my day off anyways, but I was sleeping the whole day. Didn't leave my bed. I'm like, it must be it. It must be it. I was
your
like,
body
I
called
wanted
for
to
rest?
text you. Like, I was
No.
like, I'm not gonna text him, but I wanted to text you. Like, Matt, I'm in trouble. I'm having headaches.
I have no energy. I'm
Nothing.
tired.
Yeah, like
I'm
It's all in her
withdrawing.
head.
I need a fix.
Yeah. There's no fixes, guys, okay? There's no
No,
fixes.
but-
But I know
No
exactly
way.
what you're talking about. I'm sure you've done it before. Dude, when
Absolutely.
you get off cycle, guys, it is like you get really tired. Extremely
Yes.
tired for about a month or two. Even if you rebound right. Like even without rebounding nothing, you're gonna get even more tired. But if you just get off everything, you get extremely tired.
Yeah.
Especially after the show.
I remember after a show, I was like, Matt, I'm so weak. What's going on? And you're like, no, you're like a normal person now.
You were superhuman.
You were superhuman before. Now you're back to being normal. I'm like,
Yeah. And plus, like when that water starts coming in after the show and then you got the body fat starting to come back, your blood flow is not the same. And I kind of told that to Brianna before. Like you'll see as you get more conditioned, you know,
Yeah.
your blood flow is going to get better in those areas. So you're going to feel every fiber come 4 weeks out from the show. And then 4 weeks after the show, you know, got all that fluid come back from the water tension.
Yeah.
And you have no, you know, mind and muscle connection as much as you did in prep.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Actually, those 2 months after the show were the worst.
Yep.
The worst because you don't look like lean anymore. You feel like every pound you feel it, even though to others you still look pretty good. You feel as your strength is just like 75% probably.
Yep.
I couldn't believe. I thought it was like, what's happening? Is this like a new machine? Are those dumbbells? Are those dumbbells real? Because I was doing like in prep, like low calories, extra tired. I was
Yep.
still like lifting so much more than I'm doing now, like 2 weeks later. And it was terrible. But then that was Natty Jail, and I was picking up every
Jail.
week. And I was like, yes. And people were still like coming to me at the gym, and they're like, how did you do? How you doing now? I'm like, can you believe it? This is all me. This is all me. No drugs here. This is all me. I was so proud.
That's fucking hilarious.
No, that's
So
good. Yeah,
proud.
once you, you cut down and you start feeling like crap. Like you said, you're like, I just want to be in the bed all day. Like, get away from home. I honestly don't want to talk to anybody right now. You're in the gym. You're like, just, man. But yeah,
It's a real
your
thing.
body starts regulating. You keep moving forward, right? Because that's the only way you can
It's
go.
inevitable, I guess.
And then, we back to it.
But
We
the-
take our health seriously.
The biggest thing, yes, of course, besides health, the biggest thing is when you guys get off a cycle, you have to train with that same mentality you did when you were in cycle. And the thing is, like when I was younger, I used to blast, right? 500 milligrams testosterone, whatever. I used to do that, and that was me blasting, guys. That's still me blasting. If I'm ever on shit, it's 500 milligrams. That's it. Nothing else. But anyway, so I bump it up, and I'm going, and I'd be really good on cycle, and then I get off. I was eating, 6 times a day on cycle, just like an absolute machine. I would get off cycle. I will stop training hard. I will stop training intensely, thinking it was the drugs. It probably was a little bit, but most of the time, guys, when you get off cycle, you need to make sure that you still stay the same intensity and the same amount of food goes in, even when you're off cycle. So super important.
That's
Keep
one
cardio
thing too. Like I've tried to train with the same intensity even like throughout my whole prep, and I never really noticed my strength dipped down. Like obviously it did because I was eating very little food and running on fumes and whatnot. But for the most part, I always have that intensity. So it's like I think my strength was able to maintain too, and then obviously following my reverse and learning from past experiences for people. But she's right though, like the mental part of after a competition is what no one talks about, and that's what's like fucked, because every single pound you gain, like I thought I looked like as big as a house, and then I went and saw you like to for training, both of you, and you're like, can you gain weight? And I'm like,
when are you getting fat?
So much, like I
When
feel
are you
like
getting fat, Brianna?
So it's crazy that the mental part of it is arguably harder than just getting back into a routine and and just doing the damn thing. So you got to just push through.
Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of a good segue into this, the mental thing being part of or if not the most important part.
Absolutely.
Right? Because, I mean, without the mental, without the discipline and the understanding that I have to do this or I'm not going to get there.
Exactly.
Right? I got to keep moving forward. So one of the things is like, especially for you. So, I mean, both you guys, it was your first competition coming to Matt, right?
Yeah.
First time both.
Exactly.
They've never
That's what I'm
competed.
saying.
I'm their only coach.
That's what I'm
to keep it
saying.
that way.
And so,
And will be my only
so,
coach.
Let's get
like,
it.
it's
signed
great
with
to
blood.
see, but bodybuilders come from all walks of life.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, every different type of dynamic of a person you can see, but there's just always something that is just off about us. We're fucked up in some small way.
Yep.
Right? And so one of the biggest things that I
what's
believe,
your fucked up?
yeah, right. Right. So one of the biggest things while going into this is you're actually choosing to suffer.
Yeah.
Right? So we are choosing to put ourselves into this state of a constant suffering.
That's what
And
actually-
it might not necessarily feel like suffering while you're in it, but technically you are completely restricted with a lot of the things that you can do. And on the outside world, you get to watch these people be normal.
Live their best life,
Right?
live day to day.
Right?
Eat an apple.
It's
Something
crazy.
as simple as an apple.
Just, a sweet potato. You know what I mean? Like, shit. You know how sweet a sweet potato actually is when you don't have any sugar or carbs, and then you take that first bite of that. Oh my God! It's like blows your mind. So with suffering, how in becoming like again your first time, you've never done this, you're new to the whole entire field, you don't know what's going on, and then you find yourself in this state of suffering. How did you cope with it? How did you find? What did you use to
Actually, I learned
drive
about
forward?
myself that I like suffering. It's
You embrace it.
have to.
like no, you like it. Like when we started doing fasted cardio, I chose stairs. I hated it, but I had a choice to do treadmill in the morning, and I kept on doing stairs. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Like I hated it the most, and I kept on doing it. I can only explain it that I like suffering.
You like suffering, and then the reward that comes with it too.
Because you knew that if you put yourself through that difficult situation, it was going to yield better results in the long run versus doing the other thing.
Maybe it's that after feel, like when you feel like you won. Today I won again. Like you were there, like this Stairmaster. We looked at each other, and I won today.
Well, it's almost like our Monday sessions, right? Like we've been doing quads every day for
hate
about
it
a
every
year.
time.
You fucking hate it. And you scream every time.
Actually, like some
Guys.
days I'm okay. I'm
Yeah.
never like looking forward to that. But
Yeah.
some days I'm okay. Sometimes I'm having anxiety.
Yeah, like you could choose other body parts, and she's like, no quads, no quads, no quads. I'm like, all right, you sure you don't want to do glutes and hams today? No quads. And you guys know quad is, if you do it right, you're dead. Like,
I told her, I was like,
I
my
couldn't
quads are
walk.
already sore. I'm like waddling to
Yeah.
the shower like 30 minutes after my
Actually,
workout.
I have a story. After I think the first time we trained quads, I was sore for days, and like I couldn't walk. And I went to the gym, and it was the second floor, and I was coming down, and I couldn't use the stairs coming down.
You almost fell.
And someone was waiting for me to come up, so he's standing on the first floor, and I'm still like up, and I'm coming like very slowly, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, and he's like, no, actually, I'm very jealous.
Like, I wish my legs were that sore. Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt, oh, okay, I'll take it.
But no, I think nobody here really embraced the suffering, like Brianna did in her prep. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like when I told her not to go a gram over or under, did you ever go gram over under?
No. And I like piggybacking off of your original question was that what kept me going was that nobody told me to do this. No one is like, you're signing up for competition, you're going to do this, you're going to go through this, 20-week prep. No one told me to do that. At the end of the day, I'm the one that chose to do that, So it's like, I can't get mad at anyone when I'm hungry as hell, when I'm cold, when it's, because I have no body fat and all this stuff. No one, told me to do it but me. So that's what kept me going. And, it's just like, and it's not a healthy sport. I think we can all argue that it's not healthy because, you do have to, go to certain extremes to achieve a certain physique. And, it's like I can't get mad at anyone because I'm having a bad day because I'm tired. So it's like I took it upon myself, and it was the most challenging thing I've done, to this day in my life. And I've been through some trials and tribulations and lots of shit through my life. And this was the hardest thing that I've had to do mentally. But the mental part was way harder than eating the food, getting in the gym and training and stuff like that. I've grown so much as a person, inside obviously and outside too, but it was a mental challenge.
Actually,
for sure.
you do inspire me now to take next prep and not to cheat.
Yeah.
No more cake.
Like,
No more
I love you,
fucking cake.
but there is a healthy competition. Like every time I train with Matt, I'll be like, okay, Matt, Brianna is breathing down my neck. Give me more. Give me 90 pounds.
Brandon's doing 90 shit. I'll do 100.
Yeah, like I cannot get her. Like she's better be behind, half a step but behind.
And and I love that too. That we're teammates, and at the end of the day, it's a competition. You always want to be the best of the best, but we don't it's not like I want to see her do the best that she can do, and same for me. And it's she inspires me. She's the one that I was like when I first saw her, and I was like, that's my muscle mommy. Like that's what I want. I want to be like that one day. And it's like it was just a glimmer in like the sky, and then. The balls got
your
rolling.
guys' relationship. I mean, I pretty much see you as like Yoda and like Luke.
Straight up.
Like straight up. That's what it is. She's like the mama bear and they'll come over here.
Yeah.
So tell me how you guys got to that point.
I slid in her DMs.
Yeah.
But it was so interesting. I still have that picture. I was with my friend at the gym.
Yeah.
And I was 8 weeks out because I'm taking pictures, like sending it, like Instagramming it, like 8 weeks out, and I posted one. And you text me. I was right there.
I was like,
and I'm going through the pictures that I didn't post, and I see Brianna in the background.
She's like over here looking over.
In the background. And I'm like, oh, you should have come over. And we decided that we should train together like a couple days later, and we did. And it was fun.
It was and it was cool because I was like it was like she was just so far in advance like from where I was like my physique and even just like where I was mentally as far as competing and stuff. And she just she showed me where she started, and it's like, wow, like this really is possible if you fucking sit there and grind. And then I realized that her Matt was posting her a lot. That's how I knew who she was. And I've known Matt since high school and stuff, so he's seen my body through all its phases.
Oof, yes.
So even like for him to be like, you can do this shit if you're like, it's not going to be easy, but you can definitely fucking do this. And like, between the two of you kind of really putting those bugs in my ears and stuff.
I could
and
see like
my
you
gears,
were like evaluating.
My gears
like,
started going, my arms started to twinkle, and I'm like, I think I can do this shit. And if, and look where we are now. I feel the longevity, and it's like you find your passion and a belonging, which is, it's incredible.
And it's a community, I think that having someone to look up to in the community is just amazing. And you guys don't understand. And we and Natailia talked about this before, like, people come to check-ins, and you were probably looking up to Natailia, and then someone should look up to you, and it's just gonna spiral down that spectrum.
Yeah, I
so
love this part. I don't think there's another team like us. In I don't know.
I've never
Florida.
Where? I don't know. And like the thing is, like obviously it's a lot of unseen, right? A lot of people don't understand how big our team actually is. Like when we had that Christmas party, we were like cooking up hot dogs and hamburgers. There's so many people,
so many burgers.
There's like 100 people there. And it's just so cool, man, to see obviously everything grow and see you guys grow, and especially like Brianna and you, like totally two different stories. Like Brianna, like if you didn't know, I've known her since I was 14. Literally, we used to serve. She was a server and I was a server. We never talked about Brianna hated me at that point because I was the same. I was the same probably cocky bastard as I am now in a way. It's very confident.
He hasn't changed. He's always been authentically himself. So
I'm the best server here. Screw you. I'm the best server here.
No matter what we do.
She's like, all right, I've been doing this for years, but all right.
He got better sections than I did, and my dad was the manager. How the hell did that work out?
No, literally. I'm like the top floor, like whatever. But no, it's just so funny, man. Seeing her grow has just been phenomenal, man. Yeah. And like this should speak volume when people think that you cannot do something. Like you guys, and it's funny. What someone say? They said, "Oh, her genetics are crazy." Phil, right? God, let's not talk about that. But Philip, he literally came up and he was like, "Oh, what do you say?"
He
Tell us
said,
about
"You
that.
are so like eyes bug eyed, like I was like probably 2-3 weeks out from my show, maybe a little bit farther, but I was, you know, in my prime, looking nice, nice and crispy. And he was just looking at me like all, you know, like a puppy dog, and he's like, you are so genetically gifted. And I almost spit out my water. Like, I wanted to laugh. If anyone has genetics working against them harder, it's me.
It is you.
150%. That's why I knew that this prep, you know, I laugh because it's like I guess no one really knows like how much I really gave this prep my all. Like we knew from day one, he's like, you're probably gonna have to be no carb for a good portion of your prep. And I'm like, fuck it,
Did we ever do that though?
No, because I followed the plan.
Fucking plan.
Follow the plan. It's not that complicated. And
I know. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, she is the perfect example of taking somebody that you think that you got to do no carb, and then you don't if you just follow the goddamn plan. Like, and that was the problem in my first, like, probably years of coaches. I had nobody serious. Like, nobody serious wanted to take me seriously until literally Alice, let's be honest. Like, she was the first one that took everything I said to the fucking T. And look how that went. And then after that, I realized it wasn't me. I'm like, okay, this shit isn't me no more. Like, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. It's just people are not following the plan. And like, you gave me 100%. And that's why we battled that monster and arguably could have won that, you know?
Yeah.
So
Talking about no carbs, I have a funny story. When you gave me like no carb day, like usually it's the third day when I start snapping.
Yep.
And I snapped.
Third day of no carbs?
Yeah.
Oh, when you came in to check in?
And I snapped at you. And you're like, that's it. No more no carbs. I'm giving you at least breakfast, but I'm not giving you no carbs day.
I swear to God. I was like, give this girl carbs now. Because she's never snapped. It was like, okay, that was between our shows.
I
like, we've done a
twice,
few
actually.
shows, and then I was like, okay, we have to push conditioning. We got Olympic amateur coming up.
And I don't mind it at all.
No cheat meal after this freaking show.
I'm very
Yeah, she came in and I'm like, Natailia, like, I'm here for you. Like, stop. Like, more carbs. And I think I literally gave you like 300 grams of carbs that day or something.
I remember, like, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Does that go hand in hand with being a coach? Is being like a punching bag for some of your unruly
Jesus
prep
Christ, you have no idea. Even with Dustin, like everybody.
But he knows I love him and I mean well. And I'm like, when I do it, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. But no, it's 100% true. Yes, we're definitely, coaches are punching bags.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand that, man. Like God, I mean, I remember Sebastian coming in one time, dude.
That was the worst, bro. He's like, I'm going first.
So this is what happened. We had 6 people sitting there.
Sebastian, don't laugh.
We had 6 people sitting there for check-ins. They've been waiting forever, right? Now, we had Sebastian on no carb for like 6 weeks. You know, in 6 weeks. I got Raven. She's about to step up. Sebastian comes in like an hour late, comes in, walks in front of Raven. He's like, I'm going first. I'm on no carb. And Raven's like, I'm 2 weeks out too. Dustin's like, I'm 2 weeks out. Like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I'm on no carb right now. And he just starts hitting his poses. And I'm just like, okay, well, all right, bro. And I had to talk him out. Like, we cannot, after the show, obviously, I was like, we cannot do that. But yes, coaches are the biggest punching bags. And they get, and
you don't even realize it's just like, it hits immediately. Like, I love analyzing what triggered me, like why I said what I said, what triggered me. So I went back that day and I'm like, what the hell did he say to me that I got so upset? And I figured it out.
What was it?
I forgot right now, but I think he's like, "Oh, you late or something."
Oh yeah. And I was joking because she's always like 30 minutes early. So she showed up like 5 minutes late, literally like 5 minutes, 10:05.
And I was like,
and just pissed.
I was like, it was like immediately just bam. I could have like just bite your throat.
Yeah, and you pretty much did, but it's cool. And that's the thing, man, is when you're coaching, like, you're gonna have to have that calm mind, because I've been an athlete. I know how you feel.
Yeah.
Like,
you've been on both sides of the coin, so you can.
I can see it. Like, and there was times where my rage would just build up with like Dustin and I just calm myself down. Like, I just can't, like, because you're prepping or like he's prepping, and you, as you a coach, you have to understand that. And that's why I think it's so important that if you want to be a good coach in this industry, you got to do it yourself.
You have to, bro. You got to be able to lead by example. You know what I mean? And that's, I feel like that's the biggest thing. You can lead by example. I've seen it. I've watched
and
you.
you
I
should
lead
do
by
it
example.
regularly now. So next year,
Classic.
perhaps,
We're showing up.
You're gonna get him to compete again?
Didn't you see his legs? I mean,
Yeah.
they're there.
They're getting there. You know.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I remember I posted one picture of my legs in prep, and people were just like, it was like 30 DMs. Like, what the fuck is that? Because guys, I used to train like the same way I train them is like I used to train and squat all day, every day. So my legs are going nowhere. It's just, I don't know. I'm leaving it all to you guys. You guys are, you know, I'm Yoda now. You know.
So again, talking about like punching bags, I guess, and then bringing it
back around to it being like your first competitions and stuff like that, how did your families
my
respond? Because
God.
I know that you have kids, you got a husband and all that stuff, family and everything. And, you know, you might not have been going in this direction. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing a competition. And then it's like, oh, whole thing changes. How did that look?
Oh, they had no idea what's coming. I had no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
And they all suffered all right.
Yeah.
And you know how like I snapped at you? You know how many times I didn't snap at you
Yeah.
when I won it? That is my husband's case. Like I'll snap at him every time. Like do you think
punching bag.
you think I'm holding
He's the main
myself
one.
back? He walks into the room chewing something, and I could like feel it. I didn't.
say
even-
you could smell it or something.
You could
I
hear the
could
chips
smell it,
crunching.
and I almost knew it was
You pretty
something
much could
that
taste
I
it.
could not, you know, something I couldn't eat. Like it wasn't a piece of fish.
No.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you chewing?
Ed, what are you doing?
It's like, get the fuck away. Like, or, you know, there were always like, I have kids. I cannot get rid of junk food, right? But there were bananas always on the countertop, and I had no problem with that. But someone left banana like peeled, and like half of it was like eaten. I'm like, who the fuck left this banana on the table? Like it triggered me immediately.
You couldn't eat this whole thing and get
I
it
was
out
like,
of my view.
and I knew who it was. It was my
The
husband.
culprit.
and he's like going on, he's
So you
hiding.
flipped out, he's like,
He's
all right,
hiding.
yeah.
So yeah,
I'm gonna go to my
they
closet.
learned all right, but they also like they traveled a lot that summer, and I let them be out. I was like, I don't care how much. Like they went to everywhere that summer.
I remember I asked you. You're like, "Oh, my kids were." It was when they were in Europe,
They
and your
were
daughter was somewhere. I was
everywhere.
like, "You're not. You didn't want to go with them." And you're like,
man,
"Fuck no."
I go with these legs.
No, like I only like
Yeah,
my
games.
calendar. My calendar was like 2 weeks by myself, then a week overlapped, then 3 weeks by myself. Like that's perfect.
That's great.
I know,
Oh, yeah.
and I like I do not even know. I don't even know how much he spent that summer.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
They went everywhere. They went to like Europe, England, Scotland, France, everywhere. Then like everywhere in America. But
Did you miss out on that? Did you
No.
feel like competing
No,
you maybe
no,
missed out?
no. No.
So
And
that
why,
is
why don't you feel like you missed out?
I don't know. I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Love it. I honestly like. I don't want to like say like high words right now, but I love the way I live. And
Yeah.
this is something.
Well, I think that's called passion. You know, some people are not passionate
100%,
about bodybuilding, and some people
100%.
are. You know, and you see it. There's people who like. There's a lot of people in town, dude, who compete just for the clout and just want to post like not even just clout everywhere. That just wants to. Oh, I'm a competitor. I like to compete, and then you cheat 15,000 times. You're not a competitor, right? Like if anything, you like the look. You like people looking at you and being like, oh, that's an athlete. But then you're never gonna be anything crazy. I feel like you guys have adapted that mindset of like. I'm so passionate about this that I could sacrifice that vacation. I could
Yeah.
sacrifice time with my family, but I love it. Like I actually love what I do.
Yeah, it sucks
know?
missing out on stuff, but again, at the end of the day, we chose to do this.
Yeah.
But like I told, like my family has no idea about bodybuilding. I had been pretty consistent in the gym for a couple years, but no, like just doing the damn thing. My nutrition was probably trash.
Yep.
But I told them like, yeah, I'm gonna be coaching with Matt, and then we started off as lifestyle, and then when I made the transition to like do a competition and stuff, I gave them the heads up, but they had no idea like what it was gonna entail. Me bringing my Tupperware everywhere, or going out. I would still go out to family dinners because I'm a Hispanic family. We do family dinners all
absolutely.
the time. Everyone's getting together, parties at the house. Just shooting the shit, drinking, eating, whatever. And so I would still go, and I would just not eat. And it was at first everyone was like, oh, we understand. And then like deeper into my prep, like my prep face came in, and I was obviously looking a lot different. And then I hadn't seen my grandma, I remember specifically, for like a couple weeks, and I was sitting across from her at Carrabba's one day, and I wasn't eating.
And she's just like this.
And she was, I kid you not, like she would not stop staring at me. Like
Yeah.
she was just the whole time, and there was like concern in her face.
Yeah.
Like she was like Mija, like please eat, just like order a salad. And I'm like, Grandma, I can't. Like, I can't
eat a salad.
I did eat a salad, and I would eat like right before I
Yeah.
got into the restaurant, so it's not like I was like starving. I was on top of my shit with my meals, but it was an adjustment for them. But now when they saw like my stage pics and me on stage and like at my show and stuff, like they were like, oh, like it was that's what she was working towards and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kept telling them like this is a short period of time
Yes.
because the improvement season, like the growth season, like that's going to be longer, and that's like where the fun is, and that's
exactly.
where I'm going to spend a majority of my time. It's just maybe 2-3 months where it's like I have to suffer and stuff, but. They now they learn
Yeah.
it, and how like happy I was on stage, and how comfortable I felt and stuff, like they could see the passion, and then now they're like, okay, like this makes sense.
The
Like
confidence
exactly.
and
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a full circle moment. It's like they saw me suffer, they've seen me in all of my stages, and then to see me just like shine up there and like really be like, okay, like she really wants to be
Blossom.
there.
It takes time for family to realize.
Yeah.
Like I started joking that I'm a bodybuilder before I even started with Matt. I was just like going to the gym myself. And I remember like we were at the restaurant and the waitress comes in and I have my food with me and I'm like, I'm a bodybuilder. And she's like, I'm like,
The fuck does that mean?
okay.
Okay.
So that
No
was
tip for
that
you.
was pretty much the reaction of everyone in my family too.
Wow.
They weren't laughing, but they
Yeah.
weren't like admitting it. They weren't seeing it.
Yeah,
And
it's like
only now. Oh, and you know what's interesting? I was telling my husband. I said, when I win overall, I want that sword above our bed.
No, you didn't tell me that sword or whatever overall trophy you got is above the bed right now.
And he's like, let's just not rush. Let's not gonna go. Let's not go. Be like
ahead
before
of
like.
ourselves.
Because he didn't see it.
And
He
I'm
didn't
like,
see it.
you don't believe in me. You don't believe in me. Matt believes in me. Like, I believe in me. You don't believe in me.
Does he believe now?
Of course.
Okay.
But just recently, he looked at me and he's like, yeah, you are a bodybuilder. 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes time. It takes
does
time
take
for
time.
everyone.
A lot of people don't understand that, man. Like, it does take so much time for people that don't understand the sport to realize what we're doing, dude. And the first thing I always try to talk to people about is like, try to have your significant other understand where you guys are at, right? Like, especially when people come in and they have their husband and the wife. I spend more time talking to the husband if the wife's competing, because I'm like, listen, like, this is gonna be the hardest thing in the world that she's ever gonna do, and she's gonna snap at you, she's gonna yell at you, she might hit you, there might be some stuff thrown, but she needs you to be there. And I think that that's the biggest indicator of if you're gonna make it through a prep consistently and good, because there's been a lot of people that I've coached that just have like bad, stuff going on at home, and like their significant other isn't supportive and they don't understand why. And just the stress levels alone are going to cause influxes in the body that you will not understand.
Yeah.
So
100%.
you have to, guys, if you're out there and you're listening to this, talk to your significant other, show them this video and let them understand that, you're going to snap on them. You're going to get mad. That's just a part of it.
Yeah, there's definitely like a checklist you need to like ask yourself before you even commit to a prep. Is like, are you personally like mentally in a state to be, going through like the harshness of a prep, or do you have a support system? Like, do you have your funds first and foremost? Your funds, that's a big
it's
one.
big.
Are
It's
you committing to a
expensive
prep
sport.
if you can't, if it's not something you can afford, because it is very expensive from the suit to the
Especially
your
for women.
training. Exactly.
Yep, poor
All
women.
of it, it's not cheap, So there's certain things that people should, ask themselves before they commit to a prep, because that would be the worst thing for me, is to like go through prep and have to pull out because of a factor I could control.
Yep.
Like that would be the
A
biggest
lot of
fail
people do
to
that
me.
though. I coach a lot of people, man, that pull out 3 weeks out or 3 months out because they
That's
just cannot. They
crazy.
died it for 2 years, or like rebound, like the
Yeah,
off
yeah.
season, come in and they do a prep. 8 weeks out, they pull out of the show because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Like Alan was almost a perfect example of that. Last year, like
Yeah.
he was so gun ho about it, and then all of a sudden, like I think he lost his job and had a few different jobs, go wrong, and just you have to have your funds, guys. You have to make sure that you have money for this. This is very
Yeah.
expensive.
Most definitely. Make sure that you talk to all your people, because there are people who don't have significant others. So for those of you who are, single and still want to compete, you really have to take a look at yourself and understand what your routine is right now. So for those people, again, who are single, you really got to analyze everything that you have around you, your environment, understand that your support system, or whatever you have as your support system, is on board with what you're doing. And I mean, to piggyback off of you, family was my biggest thing, right? So, when I got out of the Marine Corps and I decided to do my first competition, I was training while I was in the Marine Corps. And, every other weekend we were back and forth to San Diego, because it was only like 2 hours away from my base. And, I had family over there, my cousin Marissa, love you. But we would always have big family get-togethers, and get-togethers with, because her husband's in the Navy, was in the Navy as well, or actually is still in the Navy. We'd have big groups and barbecues and all that type of stuff, and I'm prepping, you know what I mean? And people look at me the same thing, I got my Tupperware or whatnot.
Yep.
Or if I was further out and I knew that like this meat was cooked this way, I would or it would be like fish or raw fish or something like that. I mean, Hawaiians, we always eat raw fish, have some sort of poke or some sort of something, right? And I'm like, man, I really want some poke. It's fish. It's cool. It has a dash of sesame seed oil. Okay, I'm gonna weigh out 5 ounces of this, and this is gonna be my meat for this meal, and I'll just go eat it. And so I'd find certain ways to do it like that, just kind of get it. But, you know, I had my uncles coming up to me like, why are you eating your hungry man meal?
Yeah.
You eating your little TV dinner and everything like that?
Yep.
Come on, man, we're going to eat this. I'm like, look. And then, you know, my family's very competitive, so I'd be like, this is first place.
Yeah.
That's second place.
Or last.
And it really,
what do you
comes
want?
down to it. It could be that little bit of tuna that you had,
Yeah.
could have, you know,
Right.
or anything, you know, like that bite of something can put you apart from that person to this person. So it's
It was
That's
like
the
that.
old
Hey,
saying.
uncle, what is it? Is
I
it
tell Natailia that.
first or second? What is
Yeah,
it? And he'd
yeah.
be like, yeah, you're right. We don't play
yeah,
around.
this
I got
sport
you.
is definitely
Exactly.
a sport of tremendous sacrifice, you know, and it's, you know, we choose to do this and
I have an idea. So you know how we have a team and during the prep we like support each other. You know, it's very important for the significant others to also hang out together.
Yes.
Because they all
Let's make it
think
happen.
that they're going through something
Listen,
that no
we're making a different
no
group
other
chat.
person
you
is
should
going
check-ins
through.
first.
Dude, how did everything go today? Would go this week?
You know,
did she
like,
snap?
Separate check-ins for significant others.
I would tell my husband, I was like, you should meet my friend Kelly's husband and let him tell his stories. I'm like, I'm not that bad.
No, literally, I'm not that bad. It could be worse. Don't worry about it. The grass is not green or red.
Yeah, no,
my
seriously. It's so important for them to know that, you know, it didn't happen just in our family.
Yeah, yeah.
That is hilarious.
Everyone is the
I'm
same.
Dead, so that
The
is
prep
so
is
funny.
the same.
Can you imagine doing different check-ins for the competitors?
Or like a support system,
significant
like a
others?
chat.
Yeah.
like
a telegram group
A
chat.
Telegram group chat. What happened today with Natailia and Brianna? Doesn't happen.
Imagine we get the access to it. Like, what?
Oh,
what
we should
you
do that.
saying
That would be
about
so
me
funny.
No,
today?
seriously, be like if anyone's spouses wants to be in this this community chat where we can, you know, vent about our
Feel
spouses
free
in
to
prep.
vent.
We do not have access to it.
We
Don't
don't
worry.
know.
Oh, I will have access, Ed.
That's awesome. Could you imagine getting like Ed and like just
Oh
a
my
bunch
God,
of
dude.
competitors,
Wouldn't it
significant
be
others,
cool?
and just start asking about what's happened in prep? That'd be so funny.
You got
What's your
that would be
funniest
good.
prep story? You know what I mean?
You should
Yeah.
get spouses on here and be like, so what was your experience with
Yeah.
Oh my
someone
God,
on
so true.
No, we'll do that someday.
Natalia's husband.
Yeah.
No, no.
get Ed on it.
He will not say anything bad.
He's just like,
He'll be like,
Yep, I
It
got.
was great.
you
She was
know
on
what?
it.
perfect
I was,
angel.
Got the checkbook.
I was traveling the whole
And
summer.
blink twice if you need help.
Yeah. I
Poor
swear,
Ed.
she's not here, man. She's not.
Poor
She
Ed.
will not say anything.
And if you've seen like her husband is such this nice, clean cut guy, like just such a nice guy, dude. Poor guy. Poor guy.
So good.
It's okay. He's a good guy. You know.
Yeah, I think
But you know, I want to go back to our conversation about PEDs. You know how like
Okay, of course she wants to go back to that conversation.
You know how like every addict think like we're missing out. Let's
Yeah.
say like if I was doing heroin, I'll be like, hey guys, you are missing this, right? So I think we all like feel the same way about PEDs. So I was in the store one time, and I was all covered up. So the guy comes over, mid-50s. And he started complimenting me, and I was like, "Oh, you know, how can he see? I mean, the only thing he can see is my legs." But I'm like, "Yeah, check out my abs," because I was prepping. I was like, "Yeah, I'm prepping. I'm competing. Check out my abs." And I could see that he was very interested. Like he wanted to know maybe a little bit more. And I was so like short on time. Like I had to go like in and out. And I'm like, well, we're talking about me. Okay, I can do 5 minutes. and he's asking me like, okay, you know, my legs, they're not growing. And I can see that he's fit, like no extra weight, but he needs muscle mass, right? Again, in his 50s. And I'm saying to him, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna open up a secret. And I said, dude, TRT.
100%.
Testosterone replacement therapy. And he was looking at me like he was smiling, right? And his face changed like this. Like almost like well, as
Like,
if,
who are you?
As if I said
a
like
devil.
drink some I don't know blood of kids. And his face changed immediately. And I'm like, you know what? I need to go. I'm
You know
sorry.
what makes me so mad too about that too is like the same people that look at people who take TRT, and if you guys don't know, it's just testosterone replacement therapy, right? It means your natural testosterone level is below probably a 700. So we need it to be from 7 to 9 for like a normal person, right? If it goes above
optimal.
that, fine. But the thing that makes me so mad, and I preach this all the time, dude, is like, how are you gonna fucking say a goddamn thing to me when you're out at the bar 3 days a fucking week doing cocaine in the bathroom, and you're gonna tell me that I can't do a little fucking oil that's gonna make me a little bit more,
Healthier.
a little healthier? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
Get
that
me running better.
pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I get you. We want to throw a little bit of some nos into the gas tank. You know what I mean? Come on.
I mean, come on.
It's like
but why
testosterone
do
is
people do
natural.
that? Why are
It's
people
natural.
talking shit about people who take a little bit of steroids?
I know.
When you're out at the bar 4 or 5 days a week, and then you have the fucking audacity to come look at me like that and come at me like that?
Unfortunately, that the majority of society, that's a normal.
it.
That's a normal day occurrence for
Yeah.
Yeah.
weekly
Like,
occurrence. Like going out. how many
Monthly
people-
wine club.
Yeah, how many people
Yeah.
go come home from work and have like 2 or 3 drinks because they had a stressful day at work?
Yep.
Why don't you go to the gym and why don't you go take out some of that stress and some some iron plates or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, people different people have different fixations, but
They make
it's
it
ridiculous.
like cigar club
yeah,
or
exactly.
Yeah.
monthly wine club.
So
It's
Cooper's Hawk does this, like, you can buy a bottle of wine and keep it there, and they keep it in this nice little thing for you, and it's like $300 just to be I don't know exactly,
Yeah.
don't quote me, but it's like you have to pay to be a membership there. So you could do all that, but you're gonna look at me because I'm taking 150 milligrams a week of testosterone. Fuck you.
Because drinking wine is classy.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Get
It's
fat.
just the
keep
norm.
going.
These people are like, it's Friday. Let's
Yeah,
get ripped, dude. Like, granted, I had my time doing that. I'm a lot older now. I'm more experienced. Gained wisdom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand where I want to go in my life. I don't even fucking like to drink anymore.
Yeah,
I
and
can't stand
100%.
drinking.
So for this weekend, I'm in the off season. By the way, I'm not narking on myself. I went to the beach this weekend and we went paddleboarding, and I had a couple absolute vodka seltzers or whatever, and I had 2, and I was just like, not only was I just like, they weren't even that good. They didn't taste good. The effects that it was giving me, I was just like, wow, like this isn't worth it. Like it's not that it was like not even about like the calories or anything like that. It's just like that whole day I was just like, I don't feel like, I just feel like gross, and I used to drink every weekend just
No
like
problem.
the rest of people, and I'd rather, partake in other things than to, sit there and have a couple drinks and to wind down or, just to, be social or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and
it's
bodybuilding, you really can't be doing that.
Yeah.
One hard night of drinking is putting you back 2 weeks in the
fucking you
gym.
up,
Yeah.
Your
It's-
body does not metabolize alcohol.
Yes, it's a toxin.
You are literally poisoning yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I swear. But I do smoke weed. Oh, yeah?
Oh, we
Maybe,
know.
yes.
We know. I remember the first time we went and we were going to record with Natailia, Brianna,
I said, I walked up and I
Jacqueline.
thought to myself, I was like, someone's got that
We're
loud
like, listen, Dustin, we're gonna film out of the podcast room. You know what I'm saying?
Air it out. He's like, air it out.
And this motherfucker blasts so hard in that garage, it smelled like the entire thing was
I'm
just.
like taking one puff, relax.
We have like poor Jacqueline over here. That's like
Dr.
so.
right.
Dope Jacqueline is coming in here like, what the hell,
Dr. Jack,
Mike?
he's like,
I don't remember.
That's the first thing when I
That's
walked up
fucking
the driveway.
hilarious.
I'm like,
oh, you were smelling the driveway?
as I was walking up the driveway, that's what I was like.
That's fucking awesome. But no, for real, we'll switch it up a little bit because I know we don't have much time. So, how important do you think like having a good coach and a connection with your coach means?
100%.
Let's hear
It means it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you that story. I was vetting you for like a long time.
Yep.
And so I followed you in the summer 2022. We started January. And I was just following you, and you kept on winning. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good guy. And then I knew I'm going to join your team, but you did not know that. And then I met your lifestyle client, and we were just chatting at the gym, and he's like, I think you should compete. I said, I'm thinking about it. And he said, I have a best coach. I'm like, no. I already know who's my coach going to be. He's like, no, you don't understand. He's the best. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, okay. I know who I this is gonna be my coach. He's like, no, you need to understand. This is this guy. His name is Matt, Warrior Aesthetics. And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, okay, this is exactly who I'm talking about.
yeah.
So it was nice. It was nice just to like hear it from someone else, and
It, like validated
Yeah,
your
yeah.
already decision you already knew.
but it's the personality, honestly. Like it's your personality and your resume too.
I mean, and that how does that make you feel hearing that, you know, like straight up review from somebody?
So,
There, like, you know,
I mean, it means everything, you know, because I don't think that coaches get enough recognition, to be honest with you. I don't think they get any recognition, to be honest with you. And I feel like, thank God we have such good quality, like just people on the team, dude. And it really does go hand in hand. And I try to tell this to people, like loyalty and like sticking with your coach if he's good or whatever, like is so important, because when we lose together, right?
Absolutely.
If we win fucking together. Like we lost, technically both of these girls here lost technically, right? Like
I
we
love
didn't
it.
get the overall. Okay.
Yes.
We got first in our class. They're losers, but we're gonna win together someday, right? Like she got second in nationals, guys. There will come a point where we win that, and how good is it gonna feel when we started together and we fucking end together? And when
Yeah.
we lose together. We win fucking together.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what it is, right? And of course,
100%.
like it means everything. Like I just had this girl message me today, Jessica. Actually, she was the one we saw. She was yesterday. She's the bikini girl on the team. She sent me this 2-minute voice recording. That was like, I just want to thank you so much. Like it's pretty much just giving me a bunch of like just
Praise,
love, and it was
yeah.
just, it feels so good, man, knowing that, you know, it's everything.
No, it really does make all. I mean, if you didn't have if you weren't such a great coach, like I wouldn't have lasted, you know, through this prep, because it's a lot of it. Like you were my brain, like
Yeah.
even still, like you tell me what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, you know, what to work out and stuff, and that's why it's, you know, it's so effortless, or not effortless, but it's easy, because you know we have that camaraderie, we have that relationship, and that coach to client, you know, we get each other, and then you know that breeds results, you know, and then you know.
I
Same thing.
also think it's deeper than that, though. I think if
Yeah.
you want to make it to the pinnacle of this sport
Yeah.
and make it to the top, you need somebody who. But of course, you can't have the same relationship with every client, but you have to have an unbelievably good relationship
Absolutely.
with your coach, right?
Yep.
Like look at Nick Walker and Matt Jensen, right? Perfect example, right? Like they were dominating, and then what happened was Nick Walker,
Nick Walker
they had him
left.
right? 6 months later, got with a new coach, or got like right away, got with a new coach, and then 6 months later, hated his life and moved straight back to Matt. Like called Matt crying back, got him back,
Yeah.
but then they went back dominating. It's like, and I know that had to hurt, man. Like when you have that kind of connection with that client, and that client does leave, I've been through it, guys. It's not fucking easy. That shit is painful, like because you put so much time in with this client, right? You've taught this person this, everything I need to do. These are the building blocks to here, and then we're dominating, and then they leave. You know what I'm saying? Like Nick Walker, Matt Jensen. So I think I'm so happy to see Nick Walker
Come back, yeah.
back with Matt Jensen, because we would not see the same Nick
No,
right
we
now.
won't. I mean, it's almost like a breakup. You know what I mean? Like a divorce.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Seriously.
Yeah.
At that capacity, when you are so involved like that in a relationship with your coach, it's just, it has to have that sort of connection. And it's like, dude, I consider this guy my brother. You know what I mean? Like I said, dude, I'd die for you. I'll go to war with you.
Yep, vice versa.
I'll be on the right side of you. I know you got my left. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
No, I agree. I have so much respect for you that sometimes I'm thinking like, not like when like you're about to cheat during the prep. Not that I'm failing myself. I'm like, fuck, I'm failing Matt.
Yeah. We're representations of you, and you know, so it's
Like he probably believes like that I can do it without cheating. So I better prove it.
And that's what it is. It's like I really truly believe that it's like you could see the potential, but the athlete needs to see the potential, you know? And like I think building that relationship with your client is like so good, like on way more than like a financial standpoint or like a diet standpoint. It's more like a chemistry as a coach
Like
client,
that
like a bond.
bond, yeah.
And it is unbreakable once you build it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited, man. It's going to be an awesome freaking year for us. I can't wait.
we're gonna keep growing. It's gonna get bigger than we can ever expect, and I'm
I know.
happy to have women like you on the team.
Happy to be
very,
here.
very,
Blessed to
prime
be here.
examples of athletes who really put in the effort and the work in order to achieve the results that you guys are chasing. You know, we want to chase greatness. You know, fuck chasing mediocrity. I'm done with that shit. You know, it just goes to show you that no matter how far you go in life, because I mean, I'm older, you're older. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how far you go in life, you can always change your stars. You know what I'm saying? You can change your stars and reroute, get into a better direction that can bring you more longevity. And like you said, bodybuilding isn't the healthiest when it comes to competition because we have to
get to certain
you
extremes,
got
but
exactly. But the overall, all encompassing of what bodybuilding is to build longevity, build that muscle. And for health reasons, muscle is longevity. The first thing that begins to deteriorate is your muscle, muscle, mind, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So, the more muscle we have, the longer we can live. Hopefully, I mean, we got all these other bodybuilders passing away at an early age, so we got to really be wary about the Peds that we're taking and manage the toxicity. But really,
yeah, I mean, that's it, guys. And I don't care how hard somebody wants to push. You have to be healthy, right? Like, I mean, I preach this. Like, how many times did we get your blood work done in prep, Natailia? How many? Every week? Guys, we were getting her blood work done every fucking week for a minute there.
And we'll be like, okay, let's switch this and retest again.
Yep. This is what we're gonna do, and it's trial and error, man. I mean, we kind of understand the science behind certain different things, right? So we try different things, but I want to see these 3 levels getting better, and so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take 3 days off from the gym. I want you to rest. I want you to get it again. And guys, it was because I obviously care about Natailia, and I told her and all my clients, I want you to compete for a long time, not a short time. And that's why, I have to put people in off season because they have bad blood work, and and it is just so important, guys, for sure.
Yeah, maintaining the health.
Especially we coach a lot of masters people. Especially when you're over 60, you have to be so careful when you're over that age, guys. And there's a lot of people that, just it can go so wrong so fast. Like, God rest his soul in town,
Dude,
right?
gosh,
Jason,
bro.
he turned pro. I don't know what happened. I don't know if that's PD, but regardless, right? You got to be careful, man.
Got to be careful. And then what is it? Your buddy Scott, right?
My buddy Scott, yeah.
God, man.
Yeah,
But
rest in peace.
It's just
I
so
was gonna
close.
say that it's so important to have a coach, someone who is like a third party, because it's, I don't want to say it's addictive in the way I have to have the fix, but it's addictive the way you feel. You feel like supernatural. Every day, every week, I had PRs. People were watching me lifting crazy weights, and I knew I could. It wasn't to impress anyone.
With control.
And I felt so good.
Tempo.
Yeah, it feels like. And again, I have the stuff in my bathroom. I can take it.
I know, but it takes that. It takes me
again,
saying no.
And again, having that respect for you, you said it, I will pull out. So
listen to your coach.
But it's hard. It's super hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
yeah.
You have to have a third party because you always be like, I'll
fuck it,
just
I'll
do
just-
another
yeah.
week.
So-
Yeah, I'm
it ain't
feeling
gonna
so
hurt.
good.
Yeah.
Another week. What is
just- It's just off season, man. You gotta accept the fact that you're in off season.
Yeah,
It's
so
it's
you
a
have to have someone telling you, that's it.
And I think that's so important. I'm not gonna say her name, but I had a client come up to me and she was like, "Oh, we're 18 weeks out. Can I start 50 milligrams of Anavar?" A female client, guys. I said,
why?
"Who the fuck told you it's okay to take 50 milligrams of Anavar a day? Are you kidding me right now? 18 weeks out." So it's all about who you know, guys. You got to know the right person who knows what the fuck they're doing. Because you can mess your body up with one cycle, guys. And I laughed. I said, no. I said the max we're ever going to put you on is maybe 25.
Yeah.
If we're the last 2 weeks or something. We're not pushing anything, guys. And it's so funny. People see our conditioning and they'll see our bodies, and we're dominating, guys. Our dosaging is so conservative. You know what?
Very
I'm not
minimal.
trying to say anything, but it's been this thing now where people are running 1,300 milligrams of Mastron and stuff like that. And I know that's probably common for open bodybuilders, but there's physique
You
people.
gotta be 300 plus pounds to sport that,
Bro,
But
there's physique people that are smaller than me running more
Yeah, I know,
than
man.
1,300.
it's crazy.
It's
crazy.
People think PEDs are just a magic pill.
stick it
whatever,
to the meal plan and cardio.
Exactly.
That's what's gonna yield the best
Nothing's
results.
gonna replace
And
this.
people don't understand,
Nothing.
man. If you're taking 400 milligrams of mass or whatever, let's just talk one compound at a time, right? 400 milligrams of mass. Eventually, guys, you're gonna have to take more, and you have to take
You
more.
absolutely have to take more, and then it's okay, do we reduce testosterone? You reduce testosterone a little bit, but then it's just dude, there's so much involved with the whole entire thing. It's just
Well,
Less is
it's
more.
almost the
Less
same
is
thing
more.
as if you start the prep on 2 hours of cardio. Where are you going to go? If you start the drugs,
fuck.
where are you going to go, bro?
6 hours on the treadmill.
People try to start shit too early, and it always fucking fails. So if you're out there, man, please God, do your research.
Yeah, definitely do your research. Understand what you're putting in your body. But yeah, just to piggyback after the off season, you have to really understand that you're going on into the off season. You have to flip the switch to understand that I am going to pack on a little bit of weight and this is going to suck and it's going to feel like a little bit of shit. I'm not going to like how I eventually look as I get to my peak bulk, and I'm only going to want to get back to the shred. So with that being said, and this going into your first off season, and again, you know, I've tried to show people how important off season was by, you know, leading by example and putting these are the meals that I'm eating. I eat this 5 times a day, including breakfast, and that's it, you know. And like, does it suck? Yes, but like, you're gonna have to gain that experience. You're gonna have to go through it. How are you preparing your mind?
I'm just learning to take it day by day, honestly, because I thought I was ready for it, like watching her in her off season and Jen and stuff like that too. But I was like, oh, just stick to my reverse and stuff, and it'll be fine. And and I am sticking to my reverse and getting, you know, enjoying my free meals twice a week. But it's still like the physical changes that I see. Like I said, I think they're enormous. Like I think I'm like, holy shit, like my clothes isn't fitting anymore. Like, but like you guys see me like once a week or whatever, and you're like, you still look like you just lean. You know what I mean? So it's like I just taking it day by day, you know. And I know how my body is. I know my past history with eating disorders, and I know that if I let myself get to that point where I just don't give a crap and just like, oh, I'm in off season, I can just engorge myself and whatever. It's for the gains. Like I know that there's not gonna be coming back from that. You know, I know my body, so I know that I'm just kind of living how I was like during prep, just more food, like slightly more food, same more variety of foods, and I'm enjoying it. Like he asked me, like, "Are you hungry? Yeah, are you still hungry?" And I'm like, "No, I'm pretty satiated. You know, I can take more food on for sure, but I think we're kind of slowly going at a slow pace, so my mental doesn't get fucked up too." Because
you have to take it that slow because one, we want to get you to the point to where we're not gaining fat as much. Right. We want to keep you as lean as we can. We want to keep those abs potentially for as long as we can. Right. As we get up to that peak bulk, but
And that's
slowly
what and I enjoy the foods, like just the variety of more different proteins and different and just more amounts is perfect for me, you know. And people still ask me how much do you train your abs? Like how many times a week do you train your abs? I'm like I maybe twice at the most, but it's really like the nutrition, like that's where that's and engaging your core. Yep, that's pretty much it. Like it's
So what I exactly just said, what I try to explain to people is that going in the gym, guys, is going to build the muscle, right? It's going to build the muscle or the density of the muscle. The food is what's going to dictate the fat loss, right? How much fat you're going to have in your body. It's like you can't just stick on a diet and gain muscle, right? But without working out. But you can, get on a really strict diet and lose a lot of fat and not work out.
Absolutely.
So, that's one thing you guys got to keep in mind too.
Yeah.
So
that's the importance too of having your coach, or at least for a little bit after your show, because I see that too. Is people just have their coach to their show and then they're like, I don't need you anymore.
No, it happens so much.
Every single time, bro.
Like, I gained 50 pounds. Like, what's up?
Oh no, coach, come save me now. I'm actually ready to prep again, and I just gained 55 pounds, but I'm ready.
I just did a 1 month bulk, and I gained.
It just happened, guys. Like 4 times this year. Like when clients competed with me last year, and then they gained 70 pounds and they want to come back and compete. Like, guys, you've ruined your body now.
They want to compete because they want to
get back. Weight.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly. They're trying to have a goal, and that's the wrong way that's a wrong mentality, guys. Like, get on a lifestyle plan, diet you down. We could do stuff like that. But again, you guys understand too, when you crash your body like that and gain 70 pounds and you're only eating twice a day and now you're not losing any weight, I have to now work with your body for 3 to 6 months before we can ever think about doing a prep. But people come to me like, oh man, I'm ready in 16 weeks.
At a minimum 3 to 6 weeks that we'd have to work with your body to change it back into freaking, dude, oh my God.
It's so frustrating.
And one tip for like whoever wants to have a little bit like bodybuilding mentality, stop thinking about food as the pleasure source.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, it's a temporary
Every time I
satisfaction.
see someone like eating just for pleasure, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
I saw someone's story. It was they had a Publix had a carrot cake like donut thing or whatever, and she was like, gotta earn my treats, and just like shoved half the donut in her mouth.
It's unbelievable. That hunger demon is a different demon though.
Like, at least I'm
It's not
earning
even
my
a hungry
treats, and I'm
demon.
like,
It's the satisfaction
Of
demon.
eating. Yeah.
Satisfaction of eating, you being completely restricted, limited on your food, and then on top of that, fucking anywhere from, let's just say 4 to like you just started 16 weeks out, your whole fucking Instagram feed.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I'm sitting here, and there's certain, like, I already know what we're gonna eat in Miami.
Yeah.
You know, I
He
already
know.
know.
Dustin
Like,
is a foodie.
I
He
already
understands.
know. Like, boom, we hit the freaking, we hit the check-ins, right? Boom, go get my tan, and then I found this dope ass all you can
It's
eat sushi spot.
1.35 miles away. It takes about 30 seconds to get there.
All you can eat sushi spot right there. So you know, I'm looking at some lean meats and some good carbs, and I want to get a good source of fat. So I might eat a lot of salmon. You know what I mean? Maybe look at some other things for fat. But you know, again, we're gonna get. We got a good plan. I think we nailed our peak the last time. We're gonna be here in Miami. All that pressure is gone, and I feel like, oh my god, we're gonna nail it even further.
You're gonna be less stressed out.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, like,
But
you got the jitters out
Yeah,
already now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just,
All that pressure's
now you know
off
what
my
you gotta
back.
do. And
I feel great, and all my experiences in every single competition that I've done, I've grown from.
Yep.
You know, yes, my first competition, I might have went the couple days after and just started engorging myself, but then
Yeah.
I understood. Oh crap! I just put on 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Whoa.
In 3 days.
Like real quick.
Yeah.
And you can go even further. I've seen people put on 20, 30 pounds. This motherfucker.
Listen, bro.
What you did? Did you hit
Listen.
30 in
No.
At
So
least
yes,
he
I
didn't
went up
have the
40
show.
pounds
Go up
in like
30.
3
Yeah,
days.
right.
Yeah.
I think I swear to God I had 40 pounds.
Yeah.
40
But-
fucking pounds, guys.
Remember me? I had a show 6 days later,
Yeah.
and I couldn't stop eating cookies at the
Oh, yeah, I know.
competition.
Girl,
Yep.
you were telling me
Oh
that
my
you.
god!
She has like celiac disease pretty much, and she's
tell
over
me,
there
Please,
I'm
please tell us the
gluten-sensitive.
cottage cheese story.
Yeah, I
Tell
was
us
gonna-
the
I was
cottage
gonna-
cheese story, please.
Which one?
Which one? All of them, please.
She's obsessed
I
with
was
cottage cheese.
obsessed. And I've never ever liked it because it's grainy. It's
gross.
Like in Russia, our cheese, like our cottage cheese, is more like farmer's cheese here, so
okay.
it's different texture.
Okay.
So it's grainy, it's salty. I hated it all my
Mm-hmm.
life. But during the prep, all those videos started popping up, and
Yep.
and I was
Cottage cheese
obsessed
in your
with it.
eggs.
Tell us
Cottage
about
cheese
after
and
the show when I said, okay, I'm like, Natailia, you can take tonight. We have to be back on plan tomorrow. Take tonight, you get one meal. What did you eat in the car?
I
Tell us that.
It was me and Jen. We went to Publix because she needed to buy something. I bought like what is it, like a pound,
Yep.
of cottage cheese,
Yep.
and I always have spoons in the car, and I had it before I hit home. Before I reached home,
She sat
I
in the
ate it all.
parking lot and ate it all, guys.
I was driving and eating, and I finished it all.
Yeah.
Best meal of my life.
I bet.
And
Right?
after that, I could not stop.
Yeah.
Like I got off like after the last competition. I think it's the cottage cheese that got me like exploded.
Yeah.
Because, first of all,
Dairy.
it's dairy that you didn't have even during the prep.
I do not do
Second
dairy
of
in my
all-
diets.
Your
Yeah,
microbiome's gonna get messed
Oh my
up.
god! And it was bad. It was bad. I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I was buying and
She-
buying and buying.
She told me that story. I think we were coming back from like one of the shows or something like that, and that's one thing that resonated with me for my off season. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. She told me how shitty she felt after, and like she's like, Brianna, I couldn't control it. Like I could not control it. I was just like, she would wake up in the middle of the night. Same thing with the cottage cheese. So it's like,
Middle of the night cottage cheese?
Oh, Jen would send me a picture of her eating cottage cheese like as part of her meal, and I sent her a picture from Olympia. We were in Olympia, in the room. I was with my friend, and I opened the fridge, our mini fridge in the room, and I took a picture. I have like 3 cottage cheese. Like,
Listen, if you guys ever I don't know, you ever know when you're in a house, there's little like mice, just, they're there. Dude, I'm literally upstairs and I just hear the fridge door just going down there, and I'm trying to prep these guys for junior or North Americans last year, and I just knew that they were up to something. I'm like, I heard some feet marks, I heard some slamming, and so come to find out, when Coach Matt went upstairs, they were just and just go tell us about that one.
well, no.
Oh, you were just scurrying and fucking just chowing down, huh?
Tell us about
Because
that
it was
one.
in Pittsburgh, we bought a lot of food.
Yep.
And we didn't want to throw it away, so we had like a lot of oats, a lot of honey, peanut butter, some sugar-free chocolate chips. I don't know how it got into our
And
basket.
this was after the competition?
This was,
It was
bef-
after.
No, but you guys were messing around before. The scoops almond butter and stuff like that. You guys admitted after when Coach Matt went
It was
upstairs.
no. One time we went
What
to
happened?
Five Guys.
Okay.
This is what happens when the coach is not with you on
Yeah.
the dinner before the show. We went to Five Guys
Yes.
with Jen, and Five Guys have peanuts there. We did not realize. I did not even
Did you
know.
just sit over there smacking fans?
Smashing
For like
fucking
an hour.
For an hour?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
We couldn't stop.
Little bastards. And of course, they tell you this after, you know what I'm saying? Thank God they both looked phenomenal, and our conditioning
we
was
did.
ridiculous. Like we were the most
That's
conditioned
why
people in
we're
the whole
joking, right? Imagine if, well, I
Yeah,
did
if you
play
looked like
second,
shit.
so I lost,
But you could have won.
But you
But-
did not
Without
make it
those
to
peanuts.
stage.
it was not
You know what
because
I'm
of that.
No.
You did not make it to stage at one point. So
Yeah.
that's, you know,
You know, he's
Yeah, I
shooting-
missed my
you
turn.
needed some banana,
I
huh?
missed
she
my
was
turn.
eating some
But
bananas.
look, if you had cottage cheese back there, you wouldn't even came up again. You know what I'm
but-
saying?
but
Tyler would be like,
after-
number 17.
But after the show,
I'll be there when this is done.
after the show in Pittsburgh, Jan made with all the leftovers. She made like this
Goulash.
cookies.
Mm.
It was like an
oats,
oatmeal,
bananas.
like,
Kitchen sink.
Yeah,
bar almost.
peanut butter, like
Yeah.
all the leftovers, and she was like a wizard. She's like cooking. Like, it's gonna be so good. It's
licking
gonna
her
be so
lips and
good. Like taking like honey. Blah, blah.
guys, we're literally in
It was
Pittsburgh. We're
good.
leaving the next day. She makes a tray like this big.
Yes.
And we got to go on a flight.
And I had it at night.
I know, I'm sure you did.
I ate it. I ate it
Did
at
you have a
night.
bite?
No, I did not.
You were like,
Guys, I was
nope.
prepping. Guys, you know what I'm saying? I
What
was
you might
prepping.
have-
You were prepping.
I was not able to have anything. I think you gave me a meal that day. I want to say you gave me. Did we?
No, we
I don't
didn't
think
go,
so.
We didn't even
I don't
go
think I have
anywhere.
anything that day. Yeah, that was really brutal.
So
but
that's what you may have heard because I was eating those bars.
yeah, I was hearing something down there. Little mice.
And the worst part is, like, I wanted coffee. I was dehydrated, but I wanted coffee with those bars. And
it's late at
that
night.
rental place had only no decaf. So, like, at
you were
10
awake.
p.m., I'm having
can't I
like
go
3
to
cups of coffee. I didn't sleep that night.
That's awesome. She was just eating
I was
the
in the
whole
kitchen
time.
eating.
And then we had to compete not even a little bit after that. So we had the Sarasota show right after that. But yeah. Honestly, guys, it is such a pleasure having you guys on this for episode 2. I mean, we could go all day with this.
can.
Too. So phenomenal. I mean, you guys are both amazing athletes. I respect the hell out of you guys. You know, you give me 100%. I will continue to give you 100%. And any last remarks, Dustin?
Again, just appreciate you guys having us.
appreciate you.
Having
Happy
us on.
to be here.
Appreciate having you guys on. It's just good to have you here and share a little bit of our stories and
What makes us tick.
yeah, for sure. We're gonna have
and
a lot
right-
more of that.
Yep. And right now, guys, this is episode 2, so we don't know when we're going to launch this one. So this might actually be after Dustin's next show. We're not really sure. But we have awesome guests coming out. So if you're watching this episode, be ready, man. We might have Mr. Olympia coming on.
Oh my God,
We might
baby.
have some high level people coming on this. We're gonna keep going, guys. And I appreciate everyone. Like, subscribe, comment, share this as much
All
as you
that.
possibly can.
Put it out there.
So
We're coming.
episode 3 coming next.
Let's go. Here we go. Freaking Warriors on 3. 1, 2, 3. Warriors. Let's go.
All right, guys. Later.
We got to work on that one.